Hello and welcome to the Codex Prime Podcast. We are on episode 82, and I am your host, Victor Omoayo, and it is Wednesday, July 19th, 2017. And with me, as always, is my co-host and social media chair, Carl Byrd.
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, man, we are back once again. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, we're going to be talking about Game of Thrones Season 7. That's right. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Season 7. Shut up, Carl. Shut up, Carl. Can I talk?
Listen, I love that theme song.
Yeah, it's iconic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, the whole score is great.
It is. I would have liked to see their that whole Game of Thrones orchestra show.
Oh, they had an orchestra.
Yeah, they had like a tour for like a while. I know our friends down at the Mixed Feelings podcast, Amanda and Cassie, they ended up seeing it, and they said they gave like good reviews on it.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about the Season 7 premiere, which aired this past Sunday on HBO.
Yes, it did.
Yep, it's called Dragonstone. And, of course, we're going to get into spoilers. Lots of spoilers. At the top.
We're going to spoil the shit out of that thing.
Yeah, so for those of you who are still holding out on hope that all the books will finally be published, well, you're shit out of luck. Just accept it, Maurice.
Well, you seen the meme that he posted?
Yeah, on Facebook?
Yep. He's like, it's still relevant. Not really, because they're past the books.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think Winds of Winter still hasn't been published, right?
No, it hasn't.
Yeah.
But I heard that. Wait, we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about Game of Thrones later on in the show, and we'll get into some of the latest headlines this past week. So with all that said, Mr. Byrd, what have you been up to, man?
Not really much since a week ago today. Really hasn't been much. I revisited an old classic. A classic that's near and dear to me and my sister's hearts when we were kids. Major Payne.
Okay.
I got the HBO now. I downloaded it. I'm paying the $15.99 a month.
Word. That's
whatever. I mean, it is what it is. And I was like, oh man, they got Major Payne here. So let me watch it so I can like watch something to go to sleep. I still remember every single word, line for line.
Oh, word?
From beginning to, well, maybe except up until the marching scene at the end. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I still memorize it all.
Wow, how many times have you watched that movie?
I watched it a lot. We watched it a lot. We were one of those kids where we got a new movie, we would watch it over and over and over again.
So you must have worn out that VHS tape.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Not really. It wasn't the one that we worn out, but...
Okay. You know, it's funny because I actually watched Major Payne this past week on HBO.
You hated it, didn't you?
I thought it was all right. I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay.
You know, you shock me sometimes. I really thought that this would be a movie like, oh, these simpletons, they only watch movies. They're just fast food. Who wants to eat fast food all the time? Well, let me tell you something. Caviar's fucking nasty, okay?
It is nasty, I agree.
All right, so we ain't gonna be stuffing our faces with that shit. Sometimes we want some damn fast food.
I mean, it's
and we enjoy it. And we enjoy fast food.
It's an enjoyable comedy. I did enjoy it. I thought it was okay. You know, I got a chuckle out of one of the early scenes where he's kind of spazzing out in his bedroom, kind of like Apocalypse Now, where he's going crazy because he hasn't killed anybody.
Oh yeah, he has.
And he kills that rat in the corner.
Civilian life.
Yeah, you know, although I will say that I thought maybe it was a little overwrought with the gold teeth and like with the funny voice. I thought maybe.
Nah, that's trust me, that's Payne.
Yeah.
I thought that kind of nails it.
Yeah, but in any case, I did enjoy the film, and Karen Parsons, Hilary Banks,
she's beautiful.
Oh, she's still beautiful. I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
to this day, I seen them Fresh Prince reunion pics on that the original Aunt Viv got pissed off at.
Oh yeah, like bitter as fuck.
She's still bitter.
Yeah, still holding that grudge.
Bitter.
But yeah, Karen Parsons, man, she was cool in the film too, and you know, it was an enjoyable comedy. You know, I enjoy comedies, you know, and Major Payne, it's a fine one.
Would you add it to your collection?
Nah,
I didn't think so.
I mean,
I'm not gonna give it that. You couldn't give it that much credit.
Well, I mean, it's available on streaming, so on HBO. It's going to be there for a while, I think. So
Probably.
I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to add it to my collection, but I wouldn't mind watching it again if I was really, really bored.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
But I will say, though, that scene that you referenced, which you just showed me a clip of, I do not eat that fast.
Yes, you do.
I don't eat as fast as Major Payne.
Yes, you do.
Like,
when we went to Rhode Island Comic Con, we actually got some Chinese food after.
Yeah.
Like, that plate damn near disappeared.
What? I mean, I'm not a fast eater.
That was fast.
How fast?
That was fast. Ain't nobody gonna take your food.
I eat normally. It's 10 minutes.
Friend of the show. I said friend of the show. Jesus. Friend of the show. Jen will she will agree with me. She actually did because I sent her the video as well.
I mean, I don't see it. I mean, it isn't. It takes an average time 10 minutes to clear a plate.
Well, it's because you're eating with a friend, so it should at least take another 10 to have a damn conversation. No, you murdered that plate.
Yeah, I was
and
hungry.
It's a mall. Well, the mall. If it was Cathay, I would have gave you 15.
Yeah,
they used to overfill. I missed that place. But
yeah, but that Thai place that is pretty good too.
I noticed.
Yeah,
I mean the plate disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, hey, good food is good food. I mean,
hey, what's going on, Eric?
Yeah.
Cowboys Nation, stand up.
Well,
he's a fellow Cowboys fan.
Oh wow. That's very, very sad.
It is not sad.
Well, at least you guys are not Patriots fans, so that's good. Yeah. But okay, yeah, Major Payne. That's cool. Check it out if you
the Bam Bam Bigelow cameo in it.
Yo, I did not expect to see Bam Bam Bigelow in it. I was like, whoa, that was pretty cool. I kind of marked out a little. I'm not gonna lie, I did.
God rest his soul, but
Yeah.
like that was, I mean, as a matter of fact, when I first watched it, it was like my dad was like, "Who's that?" He takes off the helmet. I'm like, "Oh my God, it's Bam Bam Bigelow."
Yeah, man.
And then he swore, and I'm like, "I never heard Bam Bam Bigelow swear." I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean that fiery scalp tattoo, man.
See, Eric's right. Only the smart ones are Cowboys fans.
Hey, I agree. No more. I mean, I will say this though. I mean, even though it's well documented, I'm not a football fan at all.
I can see you being like a Browns fan.
Nah, I can't. I'm not a fan of any team. I'm happy. Like, one of the big changes that we made to the show is that we will never have Patriots talk on the show ever again, and that's a blessing. That's a positive, I will say.
I will bring in some football talk. I will do that.
Yeah,
it just won't be that biased.
Yeah, that's good, man. Because that Tom Brady bandwagoning was just obnoxious. Ugh. Shout out to Harrison Maurice.
I don't disagree at all.
Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. So what else? What else you got, man?
And then after the whole Kurt Angle, "You Are the Father" Maury episode, I actually missed it. And then once I saw it, I'm like, that's what they're doing? Oh, Jesus.
Well, yeah, for those who haven't seen it, on this past episode on Raw, Kurt Angle, he had for the past couple of months, he had a big angle where like he was trying to suppress this secret that was going to ruin him or tarnish his reputation. Turns out that he has an illegitimate son who happens to be Jason Jordan, formerly one half of American Alpha, former SmackDown and NXT Tag Team Champions.
Why?
You know what?
I expected something like that during the Attitude Era. Maybe even the Ruthless Aggression Era, but the whole PG Era thing, they didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
I'm over here expecting Dixie Carter to like to come out. Nope. That was left turn. That came from left.
It did come way out of left field. I thought it was going to be Chad Gable, but maybe the writer thought it would be too obvious. He's the son of an Olympian.
The scary part is that, Jason Jordan kind of does resemble him, though.
It is plausible. It is plausible.
Like, but I was like, they didn't need to do it, but I was like, they do kind of look alike. So, I mean, whatever. Whatever's clever, I guess.
Yeah, you can kind of see it, but, I'm trying to look at the positive of it. Like, if this elevates Jordan up the card and, gets him to develop better more as a better and better athlete on the card, then hey, I'm for it.
That's probably the only way I'll be for it. And Eric says Vince loves breaking up these good tag teams. It's such a weak It's such a weak division now.
It is true. Yeah, like only the Usos and the New Day are like standing strong.
Or at least on SmackDown. Yeah.
Yeah, and Raw they got who are the Raw tag team champions? Oh, Cesaro.
Cesaro and Sheamus.
Yeah.
Then you got the almost breaking Hardys. I swear they got the gimmick. I swear they got the rights to the gimmick. They're just being dicks about it.
I hope they do have the rights.
I mean, Raw's got a few times. I mean, the Revival came up.
Oh, that's right. Yes. How can I forget the Revival?
Yeah, I'm the new Brain Busters. To me.
Old school. But yeah.
But after that, after they had that, I watched the Table for Three episode with the Nation reunion.
Oh, okay.
So it was rather enlightening, rather enjoyable. A little funny thing that happened where like the waiter presented them with gifts. Mm-hmm. Now, Godfather and Mark Henry, they had like these little boxes, and Ron Simmons' gift was much more flat. Mm-hmm. So they read in the card and it says, "With love and respect, DJ." Mm-hmm. So that and all their cards said that. So like, with love and respect, DJ. Oh, Dwayne Johnson. All right, all right. What do you say? Mark Henry gets a watch.
Yep.
Godfather gets a watch.
Mm-hmm.
Rod Simmons opens it up, and he gets a picture of the Rock in reference to what happened back in, I want to say, like 97 when the Rock joined the Nation. He was trying to like become the leader of the Nation.
Yep.
So where he like gives the other guys Rolexes and he gives Ron Simmons a big ass picture of him.
Yep.
So they were kind of like bringing that back, in which, I can understand he probably got something better, because if it really wasn't for the Nation, we wouldn't have The Rock now.
That is true. Yeah. Like the Nation of Domination really gave The Rock the platform he needed to get to that next level.
Exactly. And it kind of did that for all of them. With Kama.
Yeah.
Or Papa Shango, he came up as, he became the Godfather, and that skyrocketed, and now he owns a strip club in Vegas.
Hey, that's what's up.
Either owns it or manages it. Regardless, he runs it.
Yeah, that's a dream.
D'Lo Brown's working for him, apparently.
Wow. Okay.
D'Lo Brown kind of became a star in his right, a mid-card star.
Yep.
Mark Henry became Sexual Chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know where that went.
Yeah.
Farouk even he became dominant on the tag team scene with the APA with Bradshaw. Mm-hmm. Am I missing anybody? Well, they had Owen Hart.
Yep.
But that was like when the Rock was the leader.
Yeah.
So and then one of my favorite all-time rivalries was DX against the Nation. Mm-hmm. That summer of '98 was freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah, it was.
Especially when DX came out as the Nation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they actually did talk about that. How X-Pac actually did the blackface.
Yeah, of Mark Henry.
But Mark Henry actually was like, X-Pac came to me and backstage. He was like, I really don't want to do this. Mm-hmm. Like he didn't want to do the blackface thing, and he was just like, "Yo, just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it." So it kind of, in looking back, especially in this politically correct world that we live in, I can understand why people would. I mean, it would have blew up.
It would have
something much, much greater, and it would have been a whole big racial debate about it. But I mean, it would. That's kind of like what they did back in the day.
Oh, absolutely.
If you remember, Roddy Piper did the half, but he was trying to be Mel Gibson. Well, he said he was trying to be Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. So, and then not to mention he had the whole Scottish thing going on, so he had the whole blackface thing, which is what they did if you watch Braveheart. Mm-hmm. But like they didn't really mean any like harm by it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's actually kind of good to know that X-Pac really didn't want to do it. Because nowadays, like, you're right, like, he would have been, like, online shamed to the point of oblivion. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Man, it was a funny time back then, the Attitude Era.
Oh, man, they got away with so much shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they could not have done 90% of the shit today.
That is true. Like,
maybe I'm over-exaggerating, but there's a lot that they couldn't have got away with.
Yeah, like, Stone Cold Steve Austin would not have existed today. In today's climate, like in the PG era, it would have been way too sanitized.
It would have been too cleaned up, and it wouldn't have been right.
Yeah, it would not have had the impact that it had. And it's funny you mentioned D'Lo Brown, because he was kind of underrated. Like he was a European and Intercontinental champion at the same time.
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely had some.
Now, his
good
most
streak
memorable run was the European title run when he but he would like say that he was from a different European country.
Oh yeah, that's
and he
right.
would like dress up as like the French stereotype, a German stereotype, English stereotype or whatever. Jason Salinger says, first of all, welcome to the show, and he says it's just not the same today. It's not. Times have changed. It's still a decent product.
Mm-hmm.
But there's great talent. There's great talent. I will never knock the talent. But it's just a different time.
Indeed, it is.
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much all I've been up to. Oh, and there was one thing too. Is like, Ron Simmons was in full Farouk gear, and he actually was leaving on the front desk of a hotel, and there was a Nation of Islam meeting going on at that hotel, and somebody called him and was like, "Oh my God, Farouk, you gotta say some words. You gotta say some words." And he's like, "Yep, just hold on, I'll be right back." He called somebody from the office and says, "Please get me out of this situation."
Man, that would have been awkward super quick.
Yeah, it was, and that was like a testy time too, because like they would have like, the Nation of Islam is very like strict in certain, certain things. But I mean, I guess it worked. It worked, and it catapulted them into careers. But that's what a wrestling stable is supposed to do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's supposed to catapult you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much I've been up to. Like I said, it really hasn't been much. What about you?
Oh man, I've haven't been up to a whole lot. I did manage to watch War for the Planet of the Apes this past weekend.
Yeah, how was that?
It's an excellent film.
Good.
And it's the third film in the Planet of the Apes reboot trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And it stars once again Andy Serkis as Caesar, the leader of the ape revolution.
I want Caesar to be our president.
Yeah, he should. He would be. He would be a better president. Hell, I mean, I'd rather have a Caesar and Maurice ticket. Maurice the orangutan. Yeah. So Matt Reeves directed it. Matt Reeves is also going to be directing the upcoming Batman film with Ben Affleck.
Correct.
And he also directed the previous Dawn for the Planet of the Apes, or Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, back in 2014. This film, War for the Planet of the Apes, is awesome. It takes place some time after the events of the second film, where Caesar and his whole group, his family, they're still living in the woods, and it's on the West Coast, and they're still trying to, coexist between themselves and the humans. But Woody Harrelson leads this. He's the colonel. He leads this group of elite soldiers that are hell bent on wiping out Caesar and his whole family. They're trying to reassert humanity's dominance on the world. And what's interesting is that the colonel has some arguably legit reasons for wanting to commit ape genocide, even though ultimately you don't really agree with him. You understand where he's coming from. And Caesar he's struggling with falling into the dark side because his arch enemy in the second film was Koba, this ape who was abused and tortured by humans, and he hated humanity as a result, and he wanted to see humanity die. And Caesar is struggling with those feelings of his own because in the one of the early scenes of the film, the colonel wipes out part of Caesar's family, his wife and his older son. Damn. And so Caesar's hell-bent on getting revenge. And as they're traveling towards the colonel and his army's compound, they run into this human child, this girl named Nova, whom they name Nova, who is completely mute. She can't speak, and she bonds with Maurice, the orangutan, who communicates in sign language. And so they have to figure out, how to defeat this colonel and how to survive. And the film is just. It's awesome. It's definitely, in my view, the strongest of the three films. Okay. And what's cool is that each film has gotten better with each installment. Like the first film was good, the second one was even better, and this one is definitely the best one. Like the action is hard hitting, and like the themes of survival and humanity and like who's the real human. Who are the real humans in terms of like qualities, in terms of like what do you do to survive, do the ends justify the means? The action was great. Of course, the CGI was spectacular. I would not be surprised if this film gets an Oscar for best visual effects. Really? Yeah, because like the CGI of the apes and like how they communicate is just so lifelike. And Andy Serkis, who plays Caesar, man, that dude is just he just brings a certain amount of.
Andy Serkis is very talented. I saw a video. He was on Stephen Colbert, and he's like, because he also does the voice of what's that little midget creature from Lord of the Rings?
Gollum. Yeah.
Gollum. Yeah, he was reading Donald Trump tweets in Gollum's voice.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
hilarious.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh, and for Aris joins in.
Yeah.
And he says, "Hey, hey guys, have you heard about that new dope fighting game, Dragon Ball Fighter Z? They just announced Krillin and Piccolo as playable characters. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to play that."
Now Piccolo, he's a Jolly Green Giant dude, right?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
he's a Namek.
I don't know.
Call it Nameks.
Oh, okay, that's cool. But yeah.
And Wildman Congo agrees with you. He said, "Good movie. He loves all three films."
Oh yeah. And like Andy Serkis, his performance was just tremendous. And man, I was just amazed. I think it's definitely one of his best performances, and that's really saying something. Yeah. The cinematography was dope. This is definitely the best looking of the three films. I think Michael Sorensen, he was a cinematographer. Like you see all the lush jungle, the lush woods to like the snow covered compound, and it's like very stark. It's just you just can't help but like be transfixed. And also the score. The musical score by Michael Giacchino, definitely his best one I've heard. He's definitely. I would be totally surprised if he doesn't get an Oscar nomination for his work in this movie.
He won't.
Yeah, he should, because like
he probably should, but he probably won't.
That's I mean, the year is still still have a ways to go yet, but like
They're not gonna give it to him. You know how the Academy is.
Nah, like, but like,
they're gonna give it to some. They're gonna give it to some movie that only you and maybe two other people have seen, and that's it.
No, I'm talking about like, well, his musical score alone, like he'll definitely get some recognition, because it was definitely like the score definitely complemented the film in a major
Globe.
way. Yeah,
Tops.
why not? Yeah, why not?
Tops.
And also the I don't want to spoil. The film, but the film does leave some interesting nuggets. Some interesting nuggets for a possible sequels, like for example, the existence of this one character named Bad Ape, who's played by Steve Zahn, who's basically like Caesar. He's an intelligent ape who can speak. So Caesar and his group, they're not the only apes that can speak. Well, in Caesar's family, there's only him. There was Koba, and there was maybe at least one or two others that could speak. But the existence of Bad Ape is a sign that maybe there are intelligent apes somewhere in the country or in the world that have the gift of speech. And there are also other little teasers, little nuggets that they could explore in future sequels. Although I would not mind if this was the final film of the whole franchise.
Yeah, I know. 'Cause you like,
yeah, because
you're like Maurice. You want beginning, middle, and end.
Absolutely. Like I like finality, like a strong beginning, middle, and end. You don't have to keep dragging on, a series on and on, like The Walking Dead. But yeah, War for the Planet of the Apes. It's an excellent film, easily the best of the three films. And if you've seen the previous two, then you have to check out this one.
I've seen the video. I did see the previous two, but I would like to revisit them before I watch this one.
Yeah, you should. You should. In fact, like on Blu-ray, you can get the 2-in-1 set of the
first
first
really?
two films. Yeah.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, I'm actually waiting for they'll probably release like a trilogy box set.
They probably will do that.
Yeah, and if it's in steelbook, even better.
Here we go, the fanciest of packaging.
You damn right. Yeah, so yeah, check out War for the Planet of the Apes, and other than that,
how much is like the steelbooks? Are they like $10 extra?
It depends. Well, actually, no. Like for brand new steelbooks, they usually cost about the same as like a regular standard release. Oh. But I've found that for certain steelbooks, they usually sell out before they even hit the shelves. Case in point was Deadpool. Like I remember I wanted to get Deadpool, the steelbook Blu-ray, and then I couldn't get it at any Best Buy because apparently too many people pre-ordered it way before it even hit the shelves.
So it shows there's nothing wrong with pre-ordering. When you pre-order, you're just guaranteed your copy.
Well, pre-ordering for movies is a bit different because we're talking about movies that have already had their theatrical run. People have already seen it, so you already know what you're getting.
Good point.
Yeah, so which makes me wonder: should I pre-order the Wonder Woman steelbook just so I can get my copy? Because I know the steelbook for Wonder Woman is coming out in September.
You're guaranteed your copy.
Yeah, I might as well do that because I don't want to be asked out like with Deadpool, you know. I don't. But yeah. Yeah. So other than that, that's pretty much it. And, watching Major Payne.
Yeah, I know. Damn, this is a boring ass week. This is a slow ass week for us. But I mean, a lot of news has happened this week.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like
especially this weekend.
Yeah, a big event which happened just last week was a D23 expo from Disney. Plenty of highlights to kind of get into.
Yeah, it was a lot that went on. I mean, my IGN was like I get alerts on certain Twitter. On Twitter with certain tweets and stuff, IGN being one of them. I mean, they did not shut the hell up.
Wow, it's like one after another.
Pretty much.
Like, I don't know, with the D23, like, have you seen like most of the conferences or like?
No, I didn't see any. I was like, what was I was pretty out and about this weekend, but I tried to catch as much as possible. Like Mikey B did have his first SmackDown Live match last night. And I missed it.
Mike Bennett, now known as Mike Kanellis.
Back in our Slam Tech days, we called him Mikey B.
Okay, nice.
So I gotta watch that highlight. I gotta watch that probably after the show.
Yeah.
But you can start off a Wrinkle of Time trailer.
Yeah, coming out March 2018.
It looked good.
It did.
I never read the book.
Yeah, I haven't read it either, but I mean, visually it does look rather intriguing.
And that's gonna be done. That's done by Ava DuVernay.
Yeah, DuVernay. Yeah.
DuVernay.
Yeah, Ava DuVernay's directing. Chris Pine's starring in it. Oprah Winfrey, she's featured in it as well.
Okay.
Looks like it's gonna be like a nice visual feast. I'm looking forward to it. I thought it was gonna come out this year, but apparently it's coming out next year.
I had no idea that they were even doing a Wrinkle in Time movie.
Yeah, I've never heard of Wrinkle in Time at all until the movie was announced.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard of the book. I just never had any interest in reading it.
Yeah, but I'll definitely look out for the film coming out next year.
All right, and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, official name for the Star Wars themed lands at Disney World and Disneyland.
Yes, so Galaxy's Edge, that's going to be the official name for the Star Wars themed sections of Disney World and Land. I did see a little bit of some concept footage.
Well, I've been hearing about it for a long time. I mean, you're actually going to be drinking. You can actually drink blue milk and eat all the stuff that they ate in the movie. Yeah. So I'll leave that up to you.
Well, I mean, I mean, it certainly looks like it could be loads of fun. I mean, you get to pilot the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. What else? There's going to be other personnel dressed up as some of the characters, like Chewbacca, for example. There might be some R2-D2 units and BB-8s rolling around. It's going to be like and there's also like one of the sets is going to be like this hangar bay of a Star Destroyer. So you kind of feel like you're in the middle of the Resistance and First Order battles or something like that. Like, it's supposed to be like this all-immersive experience.
So go.
Well, I mean,
just go. Just go.
If
you're the Star Wars fan that you claim to be, as AWOL put since, those days when AWOL put you on to Star Wars.
No, it's the other way around.
I mean, you should be like ready. You should be researching the opening day right now and be ready to.
I like the concept of an immersive Star Wars theme park. Now, if you were talking to a 10-year-old me back in 1994, I would have been all over this like brown on rice.
Be a fucking kid again. It ain't gonna kill you.
I would have been all over this like brown on rice. But 33-year-old me looks at it and goes, that's fine. This looks like a fine time, fine. I'm not going to go out of my way to visit it.
I see. My cousin Eli just invited us.
Okay, yeah. I mean, hey, if it's his dollar, I'll go. All
spend
day.
Your own damn money. Stop being cheap.
Listen, man, I got bills and shit.
I do too. But yet, get the experience.
I know.
Just say, listen, I've been there.
Yeah, I mean, full disclosure too, like, the truth is, like,
there's more to Star Wars than just the movies. in the books.
Well, the thing is, like, for me as a Star Wars fan,
My
like,
cousin Eli just called you a cheap bastard.
I am not a cheap bastard. Okay, you don't know me, son. But anyway, like as a Star Wars fan, it's like for me the main content, the one that really truly matters are the films and the books, which are canon. Everything else is just corporate commercialism. It's a good time, but
Well, why not? Just go for the experience, okay?
well, as I was gonna say, full disclosure, I've never been to Disney World.
Me neither.
Proper. Or
Me neither.
Disneyland.
One day I still on my bucket list to go.
Yeah. So I mean, once this park gets built in, I think 2019, it's gonna open. Okay, I'll definitely, well, not definitely, but I'll try to make it a point to go there, on someone else's dime because plane tickets are mad expensive. And
what?
maybe I'll crash into the Star Wars hotel, which is also
How much is that? Listen, let's add up the price of every single dollar that you have spent on those criterions and all in your collection, and it's probably equivalent to a plane ticket and a trip to Disneyland for that experience.
Oh, that's different though.
Is still, but yet you're still getting the experience.
That's
Trust me, the experience is worth it. Okay.
I mean, I'll put that on my bucket list. All right.
Thank
if
you.
anything,
Here you
yeah.
go.
And shut up. I mean, you have some faith, and then I'll
There is faith.
I'll
It's the size of a mustard seed, which can move a mountain,
right.
but it's still that small.
Okay, brother Carl. But yeah, so I'll chill into the Star Wars hotel. I'll check in there too. I mean, that sounds fun.
Okay, the Kingdom Hearts trailer. What you think?
Okay, Kingdom Hearts. How long have we been hearing about Kingdom Hearts 3? Like for years, right?
For years, correct.
That's like the Duke Nukem Forever of action RPGs. You know what? It's the same treatment with The Last Guardian.
I know. I was getting ready to say. I was like, watch you compare this to Last Guardian.
Right. And until I see a copy sitting on a store shelf, it's not real to me.
You still haven't even bought The Last Guardian, huh?
Yeah.
As long as you have Jones for that and wanted to play it, you still never bought it?
I lost interest. I'm not playing that. No. I lost interest. And
Listen, Dr. Dre can still release Detox, and I'll probably still buy it and listen to it.
like,
Even though Detox is completely,
he
shelved.
Well, he kind of did. Didn't he just rename it Compton?
No, it's like a whole completely... Compton's a whole completely different thing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
If he decided to release that Detox music, I'll still buy it.
Oh, yeah, I would check it out.
You
But
gotta rep box that Last Guardian just to finally get your little Jones and just say, okay, listen, I finally waited it finally came out, I finally played it. I'm probably still not going to be sold to the game because you kind of get a little close. You're set in your ways. You're kind of close-minded. So, and you never know. You probably could actually enjoy it.
I mean, I've read and watched several reviews for the game, and none of them make me sound very eager to even visit it. I'd rather play the DBZ game, to be honest. I'm not even a fighting game aficionado.
By the way, you still gotta train up for Tekken 7. Yeah, I became Tekken Prime God.
Oh, word?
And so that's like the last level of when you're doing the treasure battles. That's literally the max.
Okay.
And I actually had nothing to do that Friday. I'm just playing it, and I'm just like, and I even Snapchatted. Like once I got the title, I'm like, damn, I really need to get out the house.
Wow. Okay. Well, you got to let me borrow your copy. So
I will do that.
Yeah.
And I'll let you borrow Talladega Nights, which is another Will Ferrell, Adam McKay movie.
I saw that. It was all right.
All right, man. Talladega Nights is amazing.
Yeah, it was okay.
I'll put that on the line. I'll put that on the level as the other guys.
Nah, I say Other Guys was much better. That was just I mean, but then again, it's been years since I've watched Talladega Nights. So.
Oh, Talladega Nights. I'll still laugh at it.
Yeah. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3. Have you played the previous Kingdom Hearts games?
I was never into it because it seemed like too much of a kiddie game for me.
Well, I will say that the first game, the very first one for the PS2, that's the only one you really need to play because that one really said everything that needed to be said because you get to play as a Square and Disney character. It's like a ultimate mashup between those two universes. Kingdom Hearts 2. That's where the storyline got way too convoluted, and the gameplay was way too easy on normal mode. And then there was a whole series of spin-off games, which unfortunately you have to play to get the full story. But the story itself is just so convoluted and ridiculous. It's not even worth catching up on. So with Kingdom Hearts 3, it's like way too little, way too late at this point.
You never know. There's people still holding on and still having faith.
Well, I'll leave it to Aris. I mean, Aris is more of an RPG head, so I'll leave it to him to play it and give his.
He was always
review.
an RPG head.
Yeah, well, Aris is a bit more of an RPG head than I am. But so that's why I said I'll leave it to him to play it.
Okay, what about the live-action Aladdin film?
Oh yes,
When they cast Mina Masood, I hope I said that right,
yes,
as Aladdin, and Naomi Scott as Jasmine, and Will Smith as the genie. Funny thing is, I follow Mustafa Ali on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
So he actually he posted the article saying that Disney was struggling to find an Aladdin, and he just goes, ahem. Like that was it.
Oh yeah, I did read about that. Yeah, like he expressed an interest in playing Aladdin.
Why not? He's freaking Pakistani?
Yeah,
American.
Pakistani American.
Yeah. I mean, why not? He has the look, maybe somewhat of the look, but
yeah, and plus anything to escape the dead cruiserweight division for sure.
he had a good match last night against Drew Gulak.
Oh really?
The 2 out of 3 falls. It was so good. It was good.
I'm gonna have to watch that after the show.
I've already expressed my feelings towards the cruiserweight division.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, this is the latest live action reboot.
yeah, as a child of the '90s, I wanted to be exact like the original movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know it obviously can't happen because Robin Williams is no longer with us.
Yep, R.I.P.
I mean, Will Smith is charismatic, so it could work.
Oh, absolutely. I mean
Disney's they made miracles before, so why not?
Yeah, I mean, Will Smith as a genie. I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm all for seeing this. You didn't put it on the doc. I should have added the Lion King footage that they released. Like they're saying that it's like amazing.
Yeah, I haven't seen the footage.
They haven't released it.
Oh, okay.
It was literally strictly for like whoever was in there, and I guess nobody could have like their camera phones out. I guess.
Oh, that's good.
And I wanted to see that bad.
We'll get an official release in the months to come.
I mean, sure, but I still want to see it.
Well, if
as a Lion King fan, I want to see that footage.
Yeah, me too. And plus, like for me, Lion King is my favorite Disney film.
It's the best Disney film.
I agree.
I think like that was at Disney's peak.
Yeah, and Beauty and the Beast is a close second.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe we can agree to disagree on that.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah, trust me. I remember when on our trip to Nantasket, we had a huge debate. I don't know if he was there.
I was there. Edward was there. Edward Dominguez was there.
No, I think it was the whole crew was there, and we was at this restaurant, and it got into a pretty heated debate on what was the best like Disney movie. I mean, Aris stood his ground with Beauty and the Beast. I stood my ground with Lion King. It was memorable just because it was so heated.
It was.
I enjoyed it.
It was. And I will say that with the Lion King live action remake, if the CG is anything like the Jungle Book,
it's gonna be exactly like it.
Woo! I'll sign it up.
It's gonna be like, I think the only complaint was like Baby Simba was a little too furry.
Okay, well, I mean, hey, I'm there because the Jungle Book.
I wanted the same exact, but I'm so scared. I'm so scared for this remake that I really think they should just take the audio from the first movie, and just put it in with the live action stuff, and we got a movie.
or just recast Jeremy Irons as Scar.
Yeah, I want the same exact cast. I mean, Madge Sinclair, who's the only one who's passed away. From the movie, she's no longer here, so she can't redo her lines. I mean, James Earl Jones is reprising his role as Mufasa.
Oh, okay.
Donald Glover's Simba.
Oh, okay, all right.
No, I want the same exact cast. I don't want literally just give me the same exact thing just in live action.
Nah.
And I'll walk away happy as hell.
Well, I mean, I want something different. I mean,
you're gonna get something different. It's live action.
Well, yeah, but I don't want the exact same retread just in a live action skin.
It's safe, and I'll be happy as hell.
See, you're the type of moviegoer that Hollywood loves to cater to. Oh, I just want the exact same content, just in the reskin.
Yes, because I'm afraid they're gonna ruin the. And
I don't want to be challenged.
And if they fucking ruin it, I'll be fucking pissed as hell.
I don't think they're gonna ruin it. I mean, look at the Jungle Book. The Jungle Book live action remake was way better than the original animated film.
We're
much better.
We're different times. I bet you if your parents who saw the original as kids and then they saw this live action remake, they would probably be like, "No, I wanted the original Jungle Book."
Well, I mean, you got to.
It's a generational thing.
They
will say it's like that.
Well, there's some truth to that, but The Lion King, it has been readapted as a stage play, a Broadway musical
that I still have yet to see.
I remember when I was at URI, there was this dance group that had their own rendition of The Lion King, which was really good. I think it was Dance of Diversity or something like that. I forget the
They
name
did
of
it.
the
Roger
group.
Williams Middle School used to do those as well.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was in Hunchback.
Oh, nice. Did you play the Hunchback?
No, I did not.
Oh.
Actually, friend of the show, Wilson, played the Hunchback.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
He played her, and I was actually Clopin,
Okay.
the Gypsy King.
But I haven't seen the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
You never did?
I've never seen it. I've never gotten around to seeing it. I think.
I mean, I had to watch it for the sake of the play, but like,
Yeah.
it was cool.
I think Netflix has the animated film on there because they have a lot of Disney films on there too. So.
Yeah, I think they got like a contract with Disney.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think I did mention it on the show like way back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll check it out at some point. But yeah, Lion King, I'm looking forward to that, and I think Jon Favreau, I believe, is directing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, then I'm automatically there because he did such an excellent job with the Jungle Book. And then you had Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
I saw you. Go on ahead.
The behind-the-scenes presentation. I have not seen this behind-the-scenes presentation because I don't want to watch any Last Jedi footage, before the film comes out. I don't want to.
It's understandable.
I want to keep my experience on December 15th, or is it December 15th? I forget the exact date, but it's in December this year.
You actually forget the last date.
Yeah.
I mean, the actual date.
Yeah, I forget.
I mean, when The Force Awakens coming up, you was counting down the days, the minutes, the hours to when.
Well,
you was
yeah.
counting down the days, and then once you got your ticket, it turned into the hours and minutes and seconds and stuff.
Don't worry, the countdown will be reinstituted, in the fall, in the leading months ahead. But I did see a little glimpse. I saw some of the
You
posters.
did that countdown like almost a year in advance.
I know I did. Well, yeah, because
Since the beginning of the podcast.
yes, because we were getting a sequel trilogy. I never thought we would, and we did. And but with The Last Jedi coming out, I mean, I saw the posters for it with the nice red and silver.
I did see that. I like those, and they had one with Carrie Fisher. I was like, shed a little tear. That was it.
Yeah, you shed a tear.
Slight tear. I mean, I'm not extra sensitive like you when it comes to movies.
I'm not sensitive.
You cried in Creed.
I did cry in Creed. How could you not?
Easy. You just don't fucking cry.
Rocky Balboa bearing his soul. Oh my gosh, that.
There was another movie that you cried at too, that you actually explained on it. You admitted on the podcast that you cried. I couldn't remember it.
Oh, Finding Dory.
Yeah, you fucking wuss.
Finding Dory. Yo, have you seen Finding Dory?
No.
Have you seen Finding Nemo?
Yes, I fell asleep. I constantly fall asleep at Finding Nemo. Though.
Oh man. But Finding Dory, Finding Nemo is a better film, but Finding Dory, the beginning where she's a kid and she loses her parents. Well, she didn't. They're not dead.
You're
but
crying
she
and
just, like,
freaking Finding Dory, but yeah, you're too old. You're too old to go to fucking Disneyland.
Disney knows how to hit you in the feels, man, with their movies sometimes. And Dory,
But you're too old to go to Disneyland.
I never said I was too old to go to Disney World.
You just said, "Oh well, the 10-year-old me will go to a Star Wars theme park." Yeah, the 33-year-old me, no.
Well, no. Let me clarify that. I mean, like, I don't have as much childlike enthusiasm to go into a theme park because I'm an adult man. But that doesn't mean that I would never go to a theme park at all. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the enthusiasm is not. It's not as strong because I'm not a kid. It's that simple.
I still want to go to Disneyland.
I do too, man. I mean, I want to visit Pandora World. The Avatar world.
The Avatar thing? Yeah, I want to check that out too.
I mean,
and I'm sure it's not just for kids. There's some adult shit that you can do there, apparently. I guess.
Yeah. I want to, have a couple of cold ones with Mickey Mouse. Do the Dougie with Goofy or whatever. Something. I want to have fun too. I want to live.
I swear to God, if you actually do the Dougie with Goofy, I swear to God, you better record that.
Oh man, 2015. So yeah, The Last Jedi. Like I said, I'm holding out until December when the film comes out.
Understandable. The Infinity Wars trailer that they're not showing not a goddamn thing about.
Not yet.
God, I'm like, yo, they're saying that that's amazing.
Yeah, from the reported I read reports about what the footage was. Apparently, the Guardians actually run into who do they run into? The Avengers, right?
I think it's just Thor.
Or just Thor. Yeah, they run into Thor, and then they eventually meet up with the Avengers. Apparently, Thanos is not the only villain. He has the children of Thanos, which will be working alongside him to conquer Earth. Hey, you know what?
I'm all for it. I'm strapped in, ready.
I will say though that
Here we go.
I will say that I know. Because my enthusiasm, I am enthusiastic that we're finally going to see the culmination, the beginning of the culmination of this whole MCU, universe.
This 22 story arc.
This whole
more.
Yeah, this whole 22 story arc that started with Iron Man back in 2008. I want to see some grit. I know that it's been a little spoiled because Guardians 3 has already been announced, which is supposedly going to take place after the events of Infinity War. Yeah. So
a lot of them.
So I think it's a safe assumption that all the Guardians will survive Avengers. I want to see some strong deaths. I want to see Thor die. I want to see Captain America die. I want to see Tony Stark get a hole in his chest and not recover. I want to see people.
It's not cancer.
I just want to see. I want to see Bruce Banner. The gamma radiation seep into his bloodstream, and he dies of terminal cancer. I want to see some shit. I want to see some grit. I want to see some. I want to see some real drama and pathos at the end. I don't want Marvel and Disney to take the safe route all the way through the conclusion. This 22 film. I was gonna say episode. This 22 film arc that we have seen since 2008. We need to see some strong deaths that stick. A strong exclamation point to what we've seen all these years.
Yeah, Yondu.
But Yondu's a supporting character. I want some main character deaths. All right, main character deaths. All right, I want there to be irrevocable damage to the MCU. I want Spider-Man to develop PTSD when Homecoming 2 arrives, and when that kicks off the next MCU phase. All right, I want him to struggle with nightmares for the rest of his life. I want him to see therapy. Okay.
You need to see therapy. You're so dark. Like you are so dark. Did you just listen to yourself?
Listen,
you are dark. You are a dark individual.
I'm not a dark individual. I mean,
you just said that you want all this horrible shit.
Well, yeah, because
you're a dark individual.
Because here's the thing: for like we've seen Marvel take the safe route time and again, but with the Infinity Wars, with the culmination of everything that we've seen, we need to see some strong deaths. We need to see some drama, some trauma that will give kids nightmares and tears for years to come.
They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna go take it to that degree because remember, this is Disney. It's a family company. Say what you want. It is a family company. ESPN is owned by Disney. They ain't swearing up a storm and all that. It's just you'll probably get some deaths, but not to the point where kids are gonna need therapy for the shit that you want.
Well,
you're not gonna get that.
Well, I'm not saying
you may get some deaths, but you're not gonna get all that.
Well, I'm not saying we should turn it into a combination of Raw and the Neon Demon. I'm not saying we need to go.
That's exactly what the fuck you're saying.
But here's the line. Just put a pinky toe, 1 foot over the line. That's all I'm asking for. Just 1 foot over the line.
We'll see what we get. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. And I didn't watch any of these. Were there trailers released for Incredibles 2, Toy Story 4, and Coco?
No, they were just announcements.
Oh, okay. I'll probably see I'll see Incredibles 2 because I like the first one.
Oh, yeah, the first one is great. Incredibles 2 comes out June 15, 2018. Toy Story 4 comes out June 21st, 2019. And a Pixar film called Coco comes out later this year, November.
We shall see.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was D23 in a nutshell. Like I said, hey, I want to see some darkness in the Disney universe, just a little bit.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, well, speaking of darkness, they do have two high-profile passings, which transpired this past weekend.
Yeah, I'll let you take those.
The first one was the legendary and influential horror filmmaker George Romero, who passed away this past Sunday at the age of 77 in Toronto after battling lung cancer. George Romero, he was known for such influential horror films as Night of the Living Dead, his debut feature, Dawn of the Dead in 1978, which was remade by Zack Snyder in 2004, his original version of The Crazies, this horror film called Martin, and Creepshow. And he also directed Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, and his final directorial feature, Survival of the Dead, back in 2009. George Romero, this is a huge loss in the not only the film world but also the geek world, because George Romero gave birth to the whole zombie genre. If it wasn't for George Romero, you would not have The Walking Dead. You would not have Zombieland 28 Days Later. You would not even have Resident Evil. Yeah. So yeah, an enormous loss. But hey, his influence on cinema.
Pioneer.
Yeah.
Respect. I'll give respect when respect's due.
Absolutely. And I really want to see Dawn of the Dead, the original, again. Hopefully we'll get a Blu-ray re-release, because unfortunately that's out of print and it's hard to find.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I haven't seen Zack Snyder's remake, but I heard that was actually pretty good. And then we have the second high-profile passing, Martin Landau, who died Saturday in Los Angeles at the age of 89. He was best known for starring in the Mission Impossible TV series in the late 60s, as well as Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest, Crimes and Misdemeanors with Woody Allen, and his Oscar-winning role as Bela Lugosi in Tim Burton's Ed Wood in 1994, which he won an Oscar for. Yeah.
Wasn't George the Animal Steel in that movie?
Yeah, he was.
Okay,
yeah.
I remember watching that in class.
Yeah, Ed Wood, it's a great film, and Martin Landau, that was an awesome performance as Bela Lugosi. There's one scene where it's like, all right, let's shoot this fucker. Yeah, respect to Martin Landau and Romero.
All right. Atari releases first new images of the Ataribox console. The system will be able to play classic and current gaming content and will feature HDMI output for USB inputs and an SD card slot. A wood grain edition and red and black edition of the console will also be sold.
The Ataribox.
It's their first system in what? 20-something years?
About almost 25 years.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I have to see what the content is first.
Yeah. I mean, with an HDMI output, it stands to reason that they're gonna. I don't know if it's gonna compete on the level of the PS4 and the.
Not at all. I'll say that to you right then, and I will call it right now. They will not be able to compete.
Well, we haven't seen any specs for it. And,
not a goddamn thing. We are way too invested in our PS4s and Xboxes.
Yeah, but hey, you know what?
It's not gonna happen.
If it's not, hopefully it'll be more Dreamcast and less Jaguar. But from the images that I've seen of the console itself, there's no visible optical drive, so I don't know if it's going to be all digital downloads, which would be a bold step. But as far as gaming delivery goes, but hey, you know what? I'm looking forward to seeing what Atari has up their sleeve.
Did they say what the controllers look like?
No, they haven't released what the controls look like. But
it's gonna be an original joystick.
Oh man, can you imagine? Yeah, gaming's too advanced for just the simple joystick, though.
It is, but why not? I don't know. Yeah. They probably would do that for the original games, just for maybe as a novelty item.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see. More to come. And then last headline here, Quentin Tarantino, he's working on his next film, and it's going to be about the Manson family murders. Tarantino wrote the screenplay, and he will be directing this currently untitled Manson project. And Brad Pitt and Jennifer Lawrence have been approached to star in the film. The shooting is planned for next year. Details of the project are scarce, but one of the stories centers on Sharon Tate, who was the actress and wife of director Roman Polanski. Sharon Tate was brutally murdered by Charles Manson and his followers in 1969, and it was an infamous crime case. If the Manson film becomes Tarantino's next project, this will be his first film that is based on true events.
Isn't Charles Manson supposed to be getting out soon?
I heard about that. Yeah, he's been serving a life sentence since '69. I will say with this will probably be, and this is really saying something. This will probably be Tarantino's darkest feature yet. and he's made nothing but
Yeah.
gritty films, gritty crime dramas, and whatnot. I'm looking forward to seeing what Tarantino can bring to the true crime genre, since this will be his first film based on true events.
I would go see it.
I mean,
I would.
I'll definitely see it. I mean, because like Tarantino has not made a bad film. I mean,
Yeah, he hasn't.
yeah.
Kill Bill was dope.
Kill Bill was dope. Like
Pulp Fiction's a classic.
Of course. Jackie Brown's my ultimate favorite.
Didn't he do original? No, he didn't do Original Gangsters.
No. He did Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
And he also directed Django Unchained.
Yeah, Django.
Django Unchained. I will say that like if I was writing a slave revenge narrative, that's how I would write it. Just seeing slave owners get shot the hell up makes me smile. Because racism.
I just really thought of the Chappelle Show skit where the player hated shot the slave master.
Oh yeah, they just looped the footage of Chappelle shooting that slave master in the chest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, those are all the headlines this week. Now to the main event. Yes, we are talking about Game of Thrones Season 7, the Season 7 premiere entitled Dragonstone.
I showed up late to work just to watch that.
That's what's up. That's the way to do it. I got home after work, and at 10 o'clock, I fired up HBO Now, and I had a whale of a time watching this.
Yeah, you texted me pretty late. I'm like, you're just now watching it? I wanted to smack you. But then I remembered that you had to work.
Yeah, I had the tutorials.
I literally remembered that the second that I pressed send.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, send.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he had to work.
Yeah, of course, man. Hey,
You take that text how you want it, Vic.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna be spoiling the hell out of this show. And if you're one of those fans that for some reason don't watch the show out of general principle, then well, sucks to be you.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I put up a status that night, which I actually had a good time reading. So I said the hood is talking about power.
Mm-hmm.
The nerds are talking about Game of Thrones. Which side are you on? And I got the best of both worlds on that one. I was enjoying it. I thought it was hilarious.
Okay, yeah, maybe we'll get into some of those responses later on.
I hope so.
But yeah, Dragonstone. It follows the events, the devastating events of the last season 6's finale, The Winds of Winter, and man, Queen Cersei is on the Iron Throne now, and nothing is holding her back. The one thing that was tethering what little shred of humanity she had were her kids. Tommen, who was way too soft for the world of Westeros. Committed suicide after seeing his wife and the High Sparrow blown to bits, which was so good, so satisfying.
I love Marjorie, maybe because I just got a little thing for Natalie Dormer.
Oh yeah, she's fun.
But I was like, God damn, that shit was kind of dope. That shit was dope.
Yeah, it was a necessary sacrifice, because the High Sparrow was, way too out of control.
Yeah. And
mind you, he was there because Cersei, allowed it. But now Cersei's on the Iron Throne, and there's nothing holding her back. And now we have Jon Snow, the King of the North.
King of the North.
Yes, he's starting to take the reins. And we have Arya Stark beginning.
Yo, that opening scene was like, I cheered.
Yes.
Like, I literally jumped. I was like, oh, shit, that was fucking dope. Like, I literally marked out of that opening scene.
Like when I was watching it, because in season 6 she slit Walder Frey's throat,
right?
And that was so satisfying. So when I saw Walder Frey, with all this, I knew exactly where it was going to go. I'm like,
but even then, like she literally, because I rewatched the episode before we came here, like she really did just drop slight hints. If you noticed what she was saying, so you could tell like she had the many-faced God's powers, but like she was posing at him for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's like, so she's like, in 2 weeks we've had our second feast. Mm-hmm. And then after a while, she's talking as him, and then he's like, "So you killed an innocent mother and a pregnant child, pregnant woman with child. You slit an innocent woman's throat. Drink up to that." They all started drinking and stuff, and I'm obviously paraphrasing.
Yeah.
And then, like, you could, those certain words that he was throwing in, they're like, okay, that really didn't sound like Walder, but then it kind of did, just to give more graphic details. Like, yes, you guys did this shit. You guys are savages, And then once the girl started drinking the wine, he's like, "I'm not wasting wine on a woman." And then she kind of gave her that look. And then that's when you start seeing people, everybody dying and whatever. And then once it revealed it was her.
Yeah.
And the way she walked out, the face that she made too when she was walking out, I'm like, "You savage bitch, I love you."
Yeah, I even posted on Facebook, like, let it be known that Arya Stark is a motherfucking G.
Oh, she was about that. Like, she got a list.
She has a whole list.
She got a list.
Yep, but she keeps
and
repeating.
She's taking names.
Oh, yeah, she is.
She's taking it, especially once she got Needle back, and she was like, "Listen, I got a list." And then just slowly stabbed him in the throat. I was like,
yeah. Oh,
yo,
man.
I always loved Arya.
Yeah, and then, like...
And Aerys' daughter, too. Like, I love her.
And later on in the episode where she runs into that Lannister camp of soldiers,
yes.
And then she makes a joke that, "Oh, I'm off to the south to kill the queen," and they all just laugh at her because they thought it was so ridiculous.
But yeah, they didn't know it. Yeah, but they don't know. They don't know Arya.
But she was dead ass.
Capable.
She was dead ass.
She is capable.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of that scene, there was some hullabaloo about that on social media.
Yeah, I had no problem with Ed Sheeran. I like Ed Sheeran. Like I like his music. I watch his Breakfast Club interviews, and I'm like, he's an enjoyable human being. And so I mean, as I was watching it, like, I'm hearing the singing, and I'm like, that's Ed Sheeran. Then I'm like, oh shit, it's Ed Sheeran.
Oh, okay.
So everybody's thinking, all right, another musical cameo, because there's been lots of cameos way before. But I guess people felt like his time was too long.
Yeah. Well, like, I have no idea. I had no idea who Ed Sheeran was. So when I saw him turn around, I had no idea who he was. So I thought it was just some random Lannister soldier.
Don't thinking out loud. Shape of You.
Never heard of those songs.
You never heard Shape of You, especially right now. You have not heard Shape of You.
Nope.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
I don't listen to the radio, so
Jesus
I have not heard
Christ.
it. Hey, nothing.
You need to leave your damn house.
Hey, I got Spotify, all right. I got Spotify, all right. Relax, slow your roll. I know new music. I know what's hip and trendy. Yeah.
You need to have a seat. I have to do it. But yeah, but it got so bad that Ed Sheeran got off of Twitter for a little while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He deleted his account?
I'm not sure if he deleted it. I'm only going by what I saw in headlines. But he got off of Twitter for a little while and then came back on probably last night.
Oh, wow. Man, I think maybe that whole back, even though I had no idea who he was, I think that backlash was just way overblown. It's just a simple cameo. That's all.
Yeah, there may be more to it. I'm not sure, but I think it's going to be just a simple cameo and everybody's just going ballistic over nothing. But it could open the floodgates because there are a lot of celebrities who are Game of Thrones fans that probably will go in. Like, for instance, a lot of people will definitely hate this. I remember having a conversation with a friend of the show, Furman, yesterday about this. Beyonce is a huge Game of Thrones fan.
Oh, okay.
To the point where Jay-Z got her, for their anniversary, Jay-Z bought her one of the dragon's eggs from the actual set.
Wow. It's amazing what you can do if you're a billionaire.
Exactly.
You can have the whole world.
But yeah, that was his anniversary gift to him. I know DJ Envy and his wife Gia, he mentions all the time that he's a Game of Thrones fan.
Yep.
But I mean, so he's like, oh, open the floodgates. We're going to have a whole bunch of singers making cameos that probably won't need it. And I doubt it'll reach to that degree. It could happen, but I doubt it will get to that. I doubt it will get get to that.
Yeah, it's like a slippery slope argument. I mean, next thing you know, you'll have a couple of podcasters begging to get on the show because they're Game of Thrones fans, right?
There's no role for me in Game of Thrones.
I mean, you could be like severed head number 3 on a pike.
No, I don't want to do that. I just want to like walk and look at the camera and keep it moving. I'll be happy with that.
Oh man, I mean, hey, I would just love to just be a fly on the wall in the set. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
but
I'll be an extra. Yeah, I mean, Torrey Holt was in The Walking Dead as a walker.
Who's Torrey Holt?
He used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what that
No,
is.
not Torrey Holt. Freaking Hines Ward. Hines Ward was.
Hines Ward. Oh, he's the ketchup guy, right?
No. God damn it, Victor.
Do you get it?
Yeah, that was just a. For somebody who doesn't have any kids, that was an awful dad joke.
I know.
But yeah, Hines Ward was in The Walking Dead as a walker.
Oh, okay, I got you. Well, speaking of walkers, how about them White Walkers, though?
Oh, they mean business.
Yeah.
Winter is here, and they mean business. And now they got giants on their side.
Yeah, zombie giants, dude.
That's...
And,
I can't...
like, so we saw, like, a brief scene of them marching towards the camera in that mist. You saw some giants up in there, and then you had Bran and... who's the Mina Reed? They finally arrive at the wall, and we have the new Lord Commander, apparently Edison Tollett, greeting them at the gates. Man, since I want to see, I mean, eventually the White Walkers are going to make their way through Westeros, so I'm expecting a full-on epic standoff at the wall alone. And that kind of bleeds into, and I also want to see where Bran is going to go from here as well. He's basically the new Third Eye Raven by default.
He is the Third Eye. Yeah, he's the Third Eye. Yeah, he took on that responsibility. He's like, if you saw the highlights from the previous episodes, he's like, I'm the Third Eye Raven now.
Yeah. So I want to see, like, how. Oh man, I just want to see how much of his visions will come to pass. But that also segues into Winterfell, which has been taken back from the douchebag Ramsay Bolton and the flayed people. Sansa Stark and Jon Snow sitting at the table trying to rally the North to fight against these walkers.
That little girl, I keep forgetting her name.
Lyanna.
Yo, she's probably just as bouted as Arya.
Oh yeah, she is. She's stern as fuck. She plays no games.
None.
Yeah,
I love that.
Lyanna Mormont. Yeah, because 10-year-old girl who's forced to be the head of the family because Jorah's somewhere, suffering from grayscale.
We'll get to him later.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But dude, this I can tell there's gonna be a Jon Snow Sansa conflict brewing.
Oh yeah,
it started a little bit in that episode, but it's like I can see she's gonna be undermining his authority over and over and over again.
Yeah, because she expressed concern about Jon Snow. Asking those two kids to pledge their allegiance to his house.
Right.
And she's expressing some concerns about that. It's like, no, they need to be punished. And then she even tells them that she basically says that their father Ned and their brother Robb died stupidly. They died for stupid reasons. She didn't say it in those words, but that was the gist of what she was saying. It was like, you need to be. I know you're the leader, you're the king of the North, but you need to be smarter than them to survive. Yeah. And she even told him, Sansa even told him, be warned, Cersei is also a threat to the South, and she's demanding you to bend the knee. And then Jon Snow to be so dismissive, yeah, Cersei, who cares? Well,
but then she's like, because she experienced it. Them two can work hand in hand, but there's gonna be some conflict.
Yeah, especially with Littlefinger, Peter Baelish.
He's still trying to smash. He's still trying to smash Sansa.
Such a creep factor. The creep factor is
on some R. Kelly shit right now.
Oh my god!
And R. Kelly is in some shit right now.
I know. I expect Chris Hansen to make a cameo on that show. Be like, would you mind having a seat over there?
Would you have a seat?
What do you think?
I used to love that show.
Oh my god!
I love that show. It was so great. It was so comic. And then once South Park did the cameos, did the spoof on it, it made me watch that show even more. But but then again, back to Game of Thrones, he's so creepy about it. He's really trying to be mad slick with it too, and I'm just I think it's gonna happen.
No, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
I really do think there have been worse things that happened in Game of Thrones. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen.
There have been, but
They're like not. I mean, they're not gonna show it or anything, but it's like you can tell, like somehow, some way, it's gonna happen. Sansa is gonna need something from Littlefinger, and that's the only way she's gonna get it. She is going to sacrifice herself, and
okay, that is possible, but I'm at the same time I'm wondering if the producers and the writers will risk that because the political climate being what it is.
Incest in the show. I mean,
well, there is obviously, but people are gonna bitch and moan like nobody's business. Like, oh my God, Sansa, she's not an empowered woman. She's selling herself out. This and that. Blah blah. You're gonna hear those kind of rhetoric on all fronts, man.
It'll happen. They took risks before like that. Like I said, they shown incest. Granted, the actors weren't related and all that, but they shown it.
Oh yeah, of course. With Jamie and Cersei's nasty asses.
Yeah.
Now speaking of Jon Snow and his deal, working with the wildlings. What about my boy Tormund? Giving Brienne of Tarth the eye.
Oh, he's trying to smash that Amazon like there's no tomorrow.
And Brienne's just looking at him like, what the fuck you looking at?
He's probably that type that loves that like dominatrix love.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big dude. She's a big woman. I mean, it could happen, but people are trying to like what they call ship. They're trying to ship him so hard. Like, is it so Brienne and Tormund? So is it Briemund or Torren? I don't know what the couple name would be called. But,
oh no! Please don't let that happen. Don't lose.
Yeah.
Don't do all that. No.
Yeah, but I guess it's just like funny fan service.
You know who had me freaking dying in that episode?
Oh,
Euron Greyjoy.
This dude.
He was throwing some Prince-like shade to Jamie, and I thought it was freaking dope. Like he was like he was trying to propose the alliance and actually propose to Cersei, and he's like, I mean, I have 1,000 ships and 2 good hands.
Oh man, I was like, oh, you can see if looks could kill, Jamie would have killed him right there with that one.
Oh
stare.
yeah, definitely. And then she declined. She goes, "You're not trustworthy. You killed your brother. You should try it sometime.
Oh yeah,
you might like it."
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah, Euron. He's a dude who just
like I was like the Super Hot Fire videos when it was like, oh, I thought it was hilarious.
It was
like some Prince-like shade.
Absolutely, and Euron, mind you, he's a bit insane himself. He
has killed his brothers.
Yep, and he has a strong Messiah complex.
Oh yeah.
And the Iron...
And he's walking around like he's Captain King shit, too.
Yeah. And mind you, the Ironborn, when you really think about it in the grand scheme of things, the Ironborn ain't shit. They really ain't shit.
Nah, not compared to, like, all the other armies and stuff.
No, and they're like tiny island. Like Cersei can just go in there and just, like, crush them at any time she wants.
Which is possible.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she says that he's going to get a gift for her. He's going to get it. I
don't know if it means, like, somebody... Like high profile information, or maybe somebody who was affiliated with the Lannisters.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
We'll table that for a little bit.
The Hound.
Sandor Clegane. Yeah, he's on his redemption quest right now. Yeah. Like he saw a little bit of happiness, just a small glimmer when he met that Septim and his merry band trying to build that church, and they all got killed.
Yeah.
Ian McShane with his brief blink and you miss it cameo. And yeah, what do you think about that whole storyline with him? And
when he got to the house, like I had to watch the dead bodies. I saw the dead bodies. I'm like, that's that father and daughter that sheltered him in Arya for the night.
That's right. I think it was in the 4th or 5th season.
Yeah, it was one of those. One of those previous seasons.
Yeah.
And that's how you know. And they asked him, like, did you know them? And he was like, kinda.
Yeah. Like he gave them a proper burial.
Yeah. So you saw some type of humanity in him? Because he's pretty much like a hard ass.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, so it's like, You saw, yeah, you was able to see some little bit. It's very little bit. Very little humanity that he has.
Yeah.
But it's there.
Yep.
And then he started getting the visions in the flames.
Yeah. And mind you, like he has a strong fear and aversion to flame for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
His face. So he saw a vision. What exactly did he see again?
That the White Walkers were coming.
Yeah.
He saw what he basically told us about the first season and the first scene in the first season of Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
That the White Walkers were coming.
Oh yeah, yeah, and oh man, I just can't imagine seeing the Hound Clegane going head up against one of those White Walkers. Oof, that's gonna be a brutal fight.
Yeah.
And but what do you make of Beric Dondarrion, the guy who just cannot die?
You gotta refresh on my memory.
He's a dude with the he leads that Brotherhood Without Borders, and he has the one eye missing.
I didn't pay him no mind.
Like the Hound,
I really didn't pay him any mind though.
Like the Hound killed him once, and then he just resurrected.
Well, that's in reference to because they worship that Lord of Lights.
Yeah, the Lord of Light. Yep.
So like
Yeah.
I know it has like some type of connection to that, to where like he was resurrected by that Lord of Light.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I'm thinking. But honestly, I really didn't pay him too much mind.
Like I'm like for me, I'm wondering what his ultimate end game is. If it's to sort of like impose his will or his
somehow,
religion.
some way, I think he's gonna make some type of sacrifice.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
That's my guess.
Yeah, and that kind of reminds me if they're gonna ever bring back Melisandre.
Oh yeah, she ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I
She
mean,
ain't going nowhere.
but I will say though, Davos is ready to kill her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because like the fact that she willingly helped sacrifice Stannis Baratheon's daughter, Shireen.
Yeah.
Burned her at the stake. You don't walk away. You don't come back from that.
No, I mean she's gonna die, but it's gonna be.
Mind you, she's old as dirt.
Yeah, when she took off that necklace, I was like, really, Melisandre? And then she took off that necklace, like, oh, that's a shame.
Yeah,
That's a shame. That hurt.
yeah. It's like an Instagram filter, real life.
Yeah, yeah.
In a nutshell. Yeah. Oh man. Oh. How about a Samuel Tarly on?
I felt so bad for him.
Soup and poop, baby.
Oh my god! Like, and what the thing was is like, the food that he was serving looked just like the shit.
Exactly.
And I just felt so bad for him. I was like, oh my god, he's really like sacrificing his hell. He's sacrificing a lot for Jon Snow, but he's gotten the job done.
He has.
He found what he was looking for when he snuck into that restricted area in the library.
Yep.
And then he found that dagger, which is going to be explained in an Easter egg that I found, courtesy of popculture.com.
Yep.
And I'm afraid of him. I'm afraid for him because he's going to get fired. Like, they're going to find out that he went into that restricted area.
Although I think he may have some backup with Jim Broadbent's character, Archmaster Ebros, who actually believes him.
Yeah, maybe some, but probably not enough. And then, oh man, what's the dude's name who Khaleesi friend zoned?
Jorah Mormont.
Jorah, who fucking scared the shit out of me.
Oh yeah, he's in one of the cells.
Yeah, and that grayscale has gotten so much worse.
Yeah, his whole arm is just
his
gray.
whole arm is gray.
Yeah.
And then like he, I think if anything, if he does make it out alive, it's gonna be because of him. Because he's gonna lead him back. That's gonna lead him back to Daenerys.
Yeah, and we'll get to her in a bit too. But that makes me wonder though. Like, I hope that if they somehow work together, Samuel and Jorah, I hope Samuel doesn't get the grayscale himself because it seems pretty damn contagious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I doubt it'll happen.
Yeah. But man, Samuel, he's putting in that work, man, trying to get as much information as he can, and he discovered that dragon scale was the one material that can kill a White Walker, and guess who happens to be sitting on a whole supply of it?
Yeah,
Daenerys. But you know what? And that leads us to the final scene, which I thought was just so masterfully done because
know.
the whole series is working up to this very moment where you see Daenerys, aka Khaleesi's, and Tyrion and everybody, her whole army, they approach the beach. Daenerys embarks off the boat. She's on the beach. She kneels down and she grabs just a little piece of the sand. It's like, she's finally home.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that.
No dialogue. They just march up to the to Dragonstone, and you see the stone throne, and then you see the war room with the table, the Westeros shaped table, and then she goes, "Shall we begin?"
That girl got paid $2 million to say 3 words.
Hey,
Tyrion got paid $2 million to not say a damn thing.
hey, that's what's up. Hey, yo, my girl Khaleesi's, she be putting in that work since day one. She's on her day one-ish. She earned that $2 million, son. Word.
Oh, I am definitely not disputing that.
Oh, not at all.
But I was like, shit's about to go down.
I mean, yeah, she's got.
Shit is definitely about to go down these next 2 seasons, which is basically book 7.
Yep.
Season 7 and 8 are going to be book 7.
Oh,
so
okay.
we're going to get like some longer episodes, some longer hour and a half episodes.
Yeah, and this episode was like just a little over an hour, like 68
No,
minutes.
it was 59 minutes.
59 minutes? Okay.
Yep, because I made it just in time. By the time it came on, it was 10 o'clock. I had to get to work
Oh, okay.
because I was supposed to be at work for 10 o'clock.
I got you.
So I'm like, yep, be a few minutes late. Luckily, I live like 5 minutes away from my job. But like, yep, I'm on my way, a few minutes late.
Yeah. And,
They're like, what you showing up late for? To watch a TV show.
Game of Thrones, they
I was actually because I work 2 jobs, I left work a half hour early just to catch it from one job, and then showed up late to another one.
Hey, that's what's up. That's the way to do it.
And I'll tell them, they're like, well, why are you leaving early? Well, season premiere of Game of Thrones.
Hey.
Why'd you show up late? Season premiere of Game of Thrones.
Hey.
They know, yeah, they kind of know how I am.
Oh, yeah, it's a legit reason, for sure.
Although my boss, who did, I think I told you this story before. The funny story was that he was at one of the houses I was working at, and Harry Potter was on. So he's like, "Oh my God, I would stay here just to watch Harry Potter." And I said, I have not watched that one Harry Potter movie. And he looks at me the utmost serious face and said, "You are an awful person, and I hope you burn in hell."
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's absolutely right. He's not wrong in that assessment.
Jesus Christ. I wasn't into it. I just was not into it.
Well,
when Harry Potter first came on, I was a B-boy. I was a full-time B-boy at that.
Well, I will. Oh, I mean,
That was my thing back in the day.
I mean,
Now that I'm a retired B-boy,
well, I mean,
maybe.
well, when you say retired b-boy, that means you can't do the moves anymore.
I can, but to a certain extent.
Oh, so you're like the Undertaker, but with more mobility. It was right there. I had to grab it. The joke was right there. I just had to grab it, swish, But hey, at least you can walk down a long aisle, but and not have to emerge halfway. But yeah,
Who the fuck's your favorite wrestler? Who's your all-time favorite wrestler?
all-time favorite. Damn. That's a
The
hard,
one that's loyal, the one that you have stood loyal to.
That's a hard question because for me, I've never had one favorite all-time wrestler, so I really can't say.
You're an awful human being. Well, we've already established that you're an awful human being.
I'm not awful. I'm lovable.
Okay,
But
I tolerate you.
tolerate. Anyway, yeah, keep hating, son. I'm gonna keep shining. But getting back to my homegirl Daenerys, she's got a whole army behind her. The Unsullied, 3 dragons, part of the Ironborn, led by Theon. Well, not Theon, but his sister Yara.
Right.
I'm concerned about about Theon, though. I mean,
Theon Greyjoy.
Reek? Well, former Reek, now Theon. I mean, but I'm a little concerned for him.
He's already fucked up.
He's fucked up.
He is
I mean,
castrated.
he is
fucked up.
Yeah. True. I mean,
He's gonna die soon.
well, I mean, either he's going to sacrifice himself, or by some miracle, he's going to survive long enough to get Yara to her throne, the Ironborn throne, and then he'll maybe like wander the wilderness or cast himself into the sea. I'm a little concerned for him, though. I feel for him, even though he did a lot of dirty shit.
Tons of dirty shit.
Yeah, I still feel for him because he shouldn't have gone through all that. But and he can't enjoy strip clubs anymore. But anyway, what I'm really looking forward to now that Daenerys has touched landfall back in Westeros, I want to see what's going to come of her eventual meeting.
Her strategy.
Well,
her strategy alone. That's what I want to see.
Her strategy combined with Cersei, the Lannister, and the King's Landing, their army, what little there is, the Jon Snow's army, the King of the North, and also the Night's Watch. Also, but what most intrigues me though is when are we going to see the meeting between Jon Snow and Daenerys? Because Jon Snow is a Targaryen himself and an actual Stark.
It's going to end that way. My prediction is they're gonna fuck, and then they're gonna realize that they're related. Because remember, they don't know. They don't know.
I think. Okay. With Jon and Daenerys, what's their relation?
They're aunt and nephew.
Okay, so Daenerys is his aunt.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. But
they don't know. They don't know that yet.
Well, I think I don't think that we're gonna get some incest thingy between them. I hope not.
I think it's gonna happen.
No,
they're gonna at least draw some type of like attraction to each other. I swear they're gonna smash each other. They're gonna smash each other, and they're gonna find out.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is going to be no smashing involved. Well, a smashing of a different kind, smashing of their enemies. But I think that...
Oh, that's going to happen too. Bro.
Yeah, but I think what's going to happen is like maybe there might be some mutual attraction. Maybe not on a romantic level, but they don't know exactly why. They can't articulate why. But then eventually they're going to discover their true relation in some shocking moment. Maybe Jon Snow discovers that he's impervious to fire, just like a Targaryen is. And then maybe from there, I'll be like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh my God, you're not a bastard. You actually are a Stark and a Targaryen. What's this? I think we're going to, and then maybe that will lead to some kind of power struggle between Jon Snow and Daenerys.
I can see that happening.
Maybe Jon Snow will decide, okay, not only am I a Stark and a Targaryen, maybe that means that I have a legitimate contention for the Iron Throne, which is the top prize in the known world. So he might have his eyes set on that.
Everybody wants the Iron Throne. Hell, I want the Iron Throne.
I do too. It looks mad comfortable.
No, that shit looks so very. That shit looks like a very uncomfortable chair.
Yeah, like your ass would hurt in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, so much tantalizing things to look forward to this season.
10.11 million views in its initial broadcast, making it the highest rated episode in the series history.
Wow, and that is saying something, because when you have like big moments like the Red Wedding and all this.
Oh, yeah. But there is a Easter egg that I did come across. I came across an article on popculture.com saying Sunday night's episode was a callback to all the way back. Wait, let me start over.
Get it together, Carl. Enunciate.
I get excited. Leave me alone, all right?
All right.
Yeah, sometimes, I never liked reading. I never liked speaking in front of crowds. Never did. I can dance in front of a crowd with no problem.
Yeah, so you like the Roman Reigns of speaking?
Kind of like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I own it, and I'm working on it.
Okay.
Cut me some slack.
You'll get there.
All right, so this was published on Sunday night. So tonight's season premiere of Game of Thrones called all the way back to the show's first season with a sneaky Easter egg hidden in the book and the Citadel at Old Town. The book in question was taken by Samuel Talley from the restricted area in the Citadel's library. Within the book is a sketch of a very particular dagger. The dagger in question is the one that was used by the assassin who attempted to murder Bran Stark at Winterfell. The dagger was made of dragon steel, one of the only materials known to be capable of slaying a White Walker, which would explain why it was represented in the book of Interest to Sam. The dagger's oldest known owner was Peter Littlefinger Baelish. When the dagger was used in the attempted assassination of Bran Stark, Littlefinger took advantage of his childhood friendship with Catelyn Stark. He lied to Catelyn and told her that Tyrion had won the dagger, indicating that Tyrion was the one who ordered Bran killed, and thus kicking off the chain of events that would lead to the War of the Five Kings. So basically, this whole thing is because of him, because of Peter Baelish.
Mm.
All right. However, the truth was that the king Robert Baratheon, remember him?
Yep.
Okay, had won the dagger from Littlefinger, not Tyrion. Later, George R. R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire novels, both Jaime and Tyrion independently figured out that it was most likely Joffrey who took Robert's dagger, gave it to the assassin, and ordered Bran killed, either in a fit of cruelty or a misguided attempt to impress the man he believed was his father. Whether the dagger appearing in Sam's book indicates that some deeper connection between the dagger and the coming events, or his subtle Easter egg placed there because of the Dragonglass connection, remains to be seen. In Game of Thrones' seventh season episode, Dragonstone, Jon, played by Kit Harington, organizes the defense of the North. Cersei, who tries to even the odds, and Daenerys comes home. And it just goes on to say what we just discussed. So yeah, that dagger means some shit.
Oh, okay. Wow. So, that might. So basically, this whole war, basically Game of Thrones, the show itself, is all because of Littlefinger's doing.
Yes. Yes. Even Nick Lowry tuned in and said, "I thought that knife looked familiar." It did. You kind of had to think hard. And, to where it was, but
yeah,
it did. And shout outs to my barber, Cat McNeil, for tuning in as well.
Okay, nice.
Shout out to the whole It's Hair Barbershop.
Nice. Welcome, guys. So, yeah, that was from popculture.com, was it?
Yes.
Yes, all right. Cool. So, yeah, that was Game of Thrones, Season 7. 6 more episodes to go for this season, because it's 7 episodes total.
Really?
Yep.
I thought they were going to go the full 10.
No, it's a shorter season, but it's going to be some longer episodes as it goes on.
I don't know if I like that.
Hey, well, we only have one more season after this, so which is going to be even shorter.
I love this show so much. If they ever release a full box set, I will invest in it.
Hey, well worth it. Yeah, I mean, I have the previous 6 seasons on Blu-ray, so there's
you don't need all that. But then I said the same thing about Sons of Anarchy, and I still haven't bought it yet.
No, you don't have to. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, but I love Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. I got to get back on that show.
Yeah, just like I got to get back on the Shield.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was it. What are your thoughts on Game of Thrones Season 7? Let us know at codexprimepodcast@gmail.com. Send us your thoughts or hit us up on social media and let us know what you think.
All right. So we're going to get into this week's, we're going to get into our question of the week. Last week, what was the first video game you remember playing?
Yeah.
On Instagram, One Mecha Human says the first Super Mario Brothers for Nintendo. Pretty commonly said in this generation.
Yep.
Jessica Concussion says Atari's Pong. Eddie Mundo 83 says Pac-Man on the arcade machine.
Okay.
And John Aponic, our resident villain, says Wonder Boy for the Sega Master System.
That's a unique one.
Very unique. So, this week, name a movie that you would erase from your memory. You have like a list, but go ahead.
A movie that I would erase from my memory.
Yes.
Man, it's funny because like when it comes to bad movies, I usually forget them after a while because I watch so many good ones.
Sure.
I do. My taste is better than all y'all, but
sure.
How about you answer this one? I first. I got to think about it for a little bit.
The Cell with Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, The Cell.
Oh God, I hated that movie.
Yeah, that movie was mad boring.
Like I couldn't understand it. It was boring. It sucked. I went to the theater.
Oh wow.
And I would say Batman vs Superman was better than that.
Ugh, that's gross.
Nick Lowry says Halle Berry's Catwoman.
Yeah. Halle Berry's Catwoman for sure. Have you seen that?
Nah, I started to, and then I was like, all right, fuck this. Let me just play a video game. Blair Witch Project was one. The first one.
The first one, it was of its time. I mean, it was like
No, that was boring.
no, you'll get an argument.
I literally had to like throw an inflatable chair at my friend just to have some like, just to have like some emotion in the room.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you won't get any argument from he. I mean, it was a good horror movie. It was an interesting experiment.
I didn't get scared.
I mean, it was more about tension than like jump scares. It was.
I was not tense at all. Like I said, I had to throw in an inflatable chair just to like have an emotion in the room.
Oh, wow, okay. There it is. Any other answers or
No, just not.
a movie that I would erase from memory? It's not okay. Well, it's not a bad movie, but it's a movie that's so depressing that I actually wish I hadn't watched it.
Even you?
Yeah.
And you love depressing shit.
Come on, I think that's overblown. But one movie that I would erase from my memory, even though it's a good movie, is Dancer in the Dark. It was directed by Lars von Trier and it stars Bjork. And the ending of this
The rock singer from the 90s?
yeah, that Bjork.
Okay.
And John Hapanik knows what I'm talking about because he also seen this movie. The ending of this movie was so sad, so depressing that I said to I vowed to John, I will never watch this movie again for as long as I live. That movie was just the ending was the grimmest ending I've seen in any feature film, and I've seen some grim shit, but the ending for Dancer in the Dark, man, I think my life will be just fine if I never see one frame of that movie again for as long as I live. Wow, that was such a depressing ending. Jesus Christ.
Well, I have no intentions on watching that movie, so
Yeah, don't. I mean, it's weird. It's a good movie. Technically made it was on a technical level it's good, on an acting level it's good. But I don't recommend that movie. I can't in good conscience recommend it to anyone. And I've seen some dark shit.
Yeah, we know.
I don't recommend Dancer in the Dark. The ending, man. No.
All right. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's this week's question of the week. That'll be on our social media sites within a day or two. That's it. Any other final thoughts? Watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, besides watch Game of Thrones, you can catch all of our episodes, obviously, on the Facebook Live, as well as SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube. And you can also catch us on all the social medias, such as Facebook, Twitter and
Instagram, Twitch, YouTube.
Your mama's house.
See, now we're gonna lose viewers.
Oh, come on, that was a joke. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. But yeah, thank you for watching. We will catch you next week.
Well, I won't be here next week, unfortunately. Company picnic.
You can ditch the company picnic.
Nah, I can't. I can't.
Well, in that case, I'll catch you all next week.
Next week, you're gonna get a Victor's Corner.
Yeah, you'll get Victor's Corner next week. So same time, same channel. Next week, before you sign off, next week will be our last week of broadcasting on Wednesdays because my summer gig is coming to an end.
Yeah, our schedules are coming back to normal. So we have some pretty awesome guests lined up.
Oh, yes, we do. So once August rolls around, we will be back on our Tuesday night schedule. So stay tuned for that. So We'll catch you on the flip. Peace out, nerds.
Later.